You've mentioned something very important. I once heard somewhere people say that in the absence of money, people are good friends.
Oh.
But in the presence of money and power, when people display their true colors. Is that true?
That is true.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Once again, I welcome you. And remember, this is the place for a true taste of powerful discussions. And today, I'm very blessed because we are going to have a joint interview. You can see I'm having here Jibamba TV. So this one is going to be one of a kind. You cannot afford to miss this, by the way. And I'm going to have a conversation with my brother of mine over something that is very important, something that actually most of us are going through. So remember, your host is still one man different, Kalismas Mtukufu yule bingwa kuborora rukwama. And now my guest can introduce himself, then we shall proceed thereafter.
Yeah. It's so polite to bring me here, Kalistas.
Yeah.
I'm so happy, Mtukufu. I'm so happy. It's polite.
You're welcome.
Yes. My name is Fitz. My other name is Gerald. And that's how I recognize myself. And
now, I know that most of us outside here, we don't trust ourselves. Sometimes we do trust ourselves, but along the way, we miss the point. There are some people that fail to trust themselves when it comes to various issues. And so we are going to elaborate that in our conversation. First, my brother, do you trust yourself?
I know you're expecting, okay, well, viewers, you're expecting me to say yes or no. I'm not going to give you a yes or no thing. But I know it's something which is incremental. Someone can start with not trusting yourself, then you move to a point where now you trust yourself. I know you even knew at some point you didn't trust yourself. In as much as now you feel as though you trust yourself. Do you trust yourself?
It depends. It depends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it depends.
As you can hear, there's no definite answer for this.
True.
No one will say that I don't trust myself. And furthermore, let me tell you this. People many times, they usually tend to say, I trust myself. No one ever says they don't trust themselves. But in some areas, especially the area now we are going to talk about, people do say, in this area now, I don't trust myself.
Yeah.
People are usually bad with money. People are usually bad with money.
True.
And if at that point is when our people start drawing the line that me, I don't trust myself with the money. I trust myself with any other thing. But as for I trust myself with any other thing. But as for money, I don't trust myself. What do you think?
You've mentioned something very important. I once heard somewhere people say that in the absence of money, people are good friends.
Oh.
But in the presence of money and power, when people display their true colors. Is that true?
That is true.
Yeah.
I cannot agree more.
Yeah.
That is very true. I remember some other day. I know this has happened to many people, even you at some point.
Yeah.
It's only that we haven't have that money relationship.
Yeah.
But you remember when friends comes to you and they need a favor, they come with a meek personality. Please, if you don't mind. They use a lot of polite, humble words you can never imagine of. Then wait until you've given them that money. Then go ask for the money as well. What they'll tell you, you can call even 5 times, no response. Some people even go to an extent of blocking you. Have you ever experienced being blocked by a friend, someone close to you? Wait until even your own brother blocks you because of money. You've never heard of cases where a brother slays the other because of money?
True.
What happened at that point? Trust was vanished. It was there at first point, then something just happened along the way, then it went off, which is so sad. And it happens in our society.
Like on daily basis.
On a daily basis. You remember, some of these characteristics, when you look at them keenly, they more or less even stemmed from our younger selves. Before you were a teenager, I don't know where you were brought up in, but as for me, I was brought up in some places I wouldn't mention here. But in wherever I was brought up in, would be given maybe, your mom would give you even 10 shillings. Then up in the cupboard, maybe they've left another 15 shillings. And the ndunya, you used to call it ndunya. Ndunya viewers are mandazi. There's some scones which are made from wheat flour, and they're so nice. So the ndunya which you're going to buy, you know it cost 15 bob, and your mom has given you 10 bob. So what do? You get into the cupboard and you take the extra 5 shillings, and there you with your guilty look, you're this way. Me, I didn't take it. Yet you know very well that it's you who took it. So from there, just our childhood upbringing, that is how we started being untrusted with money, being bad with money. Then till now, when someone even give you 50 Gs, then you can soundfully block them after pleading with them. What a shameful thing to do. What a shameful thing to do. But you know what? What I usually trust is everything is usually subjected to change. You can change. In as much as you're horrible with money, you can change. What do you think? What do you think?
I think even from the Bible perspective, you know, they say like man is the root of what? All evil. Is it so? There any possibility of us changing that?
Sure.
Yeah.
There is a possibility of us changing that. You know what? There is someone who once said that speak what you mean and mean what you speak.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Frankly, when you want to speak, before you can speak something, make sure you will mean it. And after you've meant it, then speak it out. So it's more or less a cycle which goes around and comes around. And it's something which is just inevitable. So first of all, it stems from a point of meaning what you speak. Then after meaning what you speak, now you speak that which you've meant. I know it's more or less ambiguous. I don't know if we are understanding what you're trying to say. Yes, and that is the point. If you get that right, then the rest is just going to be nothing but a walk on the path. Yes.
When it comes to trusting yourself with money, I've had some friends of mine who would say that for me, I don't trust myself with the money. Like if I'm planning to spend 500 shillings today, I end up spending like 3,000 in a day. You know, now it forces a person maybe to take this money to someone else to keep it for him.
Yes.
Is it really right?
As much as we're trying to say that, well, you're not good with money, because that happens to every single person. You plan, you purpose. It's called budgeting. You know, one of the book things which are practically unjustifiable. Like you write it on paper, on book, that Mazé, we're supposed to be having a drafted out budget, and you're supposed to be sticking to your budget. But Mazé, when it comes out, you're going to actualize it. How many times have you walked into a supermarket? Maybe you went with 1,000 bob, and you knew that with this 1,000 bob, you're going to buy maybe 2 kgs flowers of unga and maybe a sachet of Weetabix and only, right? Then getting there, maybe you had budgeted that a flower would cost, let's say, hypothetically, 210 shillings. Then getting there, you find it's 300 bob. So would you that again blame it on yourself? That is nothing to do with you. It's all to do with what? Economy. So, Mazit, sometimes economy usually paints a bad picture of us so that we seem as though we are so horrible with money. But in real sense, we are good with money. If only economy could be sustainable. But again, that brings another thought. How about if we budget, we over budget? Instead of budgeting of the exact figure, you budget of maybe your expenses are going to be maybe 1,000 bob, right? And in real sense, you know that there is a possibility of maybe escalating it a little bit to a figure close to 2,000 bob. So if you know you intend to spend 1,000 bob, how about if you make a budget of 1,500 bob? Isn't that going to be maybe splendid? I think so. So that again, to the point which you said. So when you're horrible with money, then you now call your friend, then you ask your friend to keep you the money. Then the friend is now going to turn to be some different thing. You again said that people usually tend to develop, or rather, I don't know whether they mask up another personality when money comes in and power comes in. So you've given them money. So more or less, you're giving them a direct way of having another personality which you didn't know. So maybe they were called Kalistas Mtukufu. No. There wasn't Mtukufu in it. He was just Kalistas. Then you give them money. Mazé, Kalistas, hold this money for me. So next time you're going to call them, hello, who are you calling?
Yeah.
I'm not Callista's, I'm Callista's Mtukufu. Whom did you give your money? See the kind of people those.
Yeah,
So it's again bad manners. When you don't trust yourself with money, then you don't trust yourself with money to a point of trying to more or less shy away from the problem, and you now try to scapegoat another person. So you're giving the person now the blame. So the person is going to hold now the back end of the what? Of the stick, which is so sad.
Yeah,
which
true.
is so sad. So it's a bad practice to not trust yourself, and it's equally a horrible practice to trust your friend with your money, because your friend is not any different from yourself. You're just the same. It's only that maybe is a different person with a different personality, but you are both human beings, and the same blood is what is springing from your blood, your blood vessels. So if you give him money, that calls for another thing, temptation. You've never seen politicians. I don't know. This usually happens much with the politicians. I'm having nothing against politicians. I know you would want to be a politician someday, right? I'm not trying to attack you, but this usually happens with politicians. You find a politician, he's an alright guy, he's a holy guy, he's a devoted person. Till when they are sent to that seat, then something happens. They were a trusted fella. They were doing well with money. They were managing money alrightly. They were even, again, extravagant, and they were very generous. They were giving out money to charity farms and institutions. And then after getting there, then a whole different person pops up. So you're like, is the problem really we ourselves, or the problem is